Hello friends, and welcome back to my backyard project. If you remember from the last video, I kind of worked on getting the backfill in, just did a whole bunch of extra work that you really can't see from the front of the house. I'm not sure how exciting that video was, but also had more rocks delivered, brought that back. So since then, I actually stayed a little busy by building. There's the steps. You know how the steps go up and then there was no landing platform. I went ahead and built that. I'm going to show that video right now. I had to go get some stones that I thought that would match this. They're not exact, but they're pretty close. And then just kind of had to play Tetris with those to make sure that I can get those to fit. And then of course I filled them all with mortar and made it look the way that it does right there. So I'm glad that that's all done. Now I can continue on when I come up the steps. And also now I can focus on the flower bed and putting some things there. I'm actually going to fill the flower bed with rocks, believe it or not, because we have so many rocks from the back that I thought, you know what, rather than bring in mulch, which the dogs are probably just going to take and bring back into the house, we're going to put some rocks down from the stack of limestones that are back there and just, you know, use what the yard and what God already gave us. So we're gonna do that. And then also some of the other things that I did since the last video is I went ahead and fixed, not fixed, but I put in the power. I attached the power from the house, put an outlet there, a GFCI, and then attached the power from that goes to the back for the landscape lights, and just so that I have power behind the retaining wall. So that's all done now and it's working. I turned it on last night. Everything looks really good. I also brought in more of the black rock for the flower beds. I extended the flower bed out a little bit bigger so that you know, it just looks a lot better. I had that really small one from that last video, just wasn't big enough, so I extended that out, made it a bigger pad. Now I can put some, I've got rose bush here right now, but I can add a little bit more to that later and put some more flowers on that. Also, the big news about this particular video is that it's time for turf. It is a little challenging for myself to do the whole thing by myself. I started calculating it all out and it just wasn't going to work that way, so I do have some guys coming that are going to do that. Hopefully that's going to happen on this video. We're ridiculously excited about that, especially because we've been having some rain lately and that's just brought in tons and tons of mud up onto the patio and into the house. So excited to get that all done and out of the way. We can start enjoying this backyard. So today's focus is I'm going to get some more landscape lighting for the pathway back there and go ahead and install that, so you'll be able to see what that looks like, and then I'll show you this evening what it looks like with all the lights on. And so I've got to run to Lowe's to get some of those pathway lights, so without further ado, I've got work to do. Let's go. Alright, so I'm making a bunch of headway already this morning. I put all the borders around the walking path and where the tree borders are going to be. I also started with the landscape lighting. I put the ones that are in the path already in. You saw me just do one. Now I'm going to take that low voltage wiring and hook it up to the transformer, and I'm going to turn it on, and then I'll actually attach those to the wires. That way I'm not surprised at the end if it doesn't work, so I can actually screw them in, and I'll show you along the way. So let's get to it. So the exciting part, probably the most exciting part, is that within this video, we should have the turf completely done. Today the guys started, they came and kind of leveled some things out along the side over there. They just made it a little bit better, so they're going to be bringing in the decomposed granite that they're going to be laying down. That's going to be 4 inches thick, so it doesn't have to be perfectly level. The decomposed granite will be level, and they're going to make sure that the water flows off property. And speaking of which, we have the 2 rain gutters that come down. They added this, went underneath here, and then this goes all the way out there and will drain with the other one. They did the same thing over here. Again, you can kind of see the grading. Everything's starting to look nice and level. So that's it. So anyway, starting, let's see, tomorrow the granite's going to get delivered, and then Monday and Tuesday is the day that they're going to put everything in, and by Tuesday evening, hopefully, we'll have some turf back here. I am super excited. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. Well, you can't be as excited as I am because this mud is really getting to me with all the dog's paws and whatnot. So anyway, that's it for now. And when I see you guys next will be this evening when the lights come on, and we'll show you what all the landscape lighting looks like. And then we'll be back again on Monday when all this work starts getting done. Many of you know that I work the overnight shift, which basically just means that I sleep during the day. So all the work that I've done in the backyard has been on my days off. Well, with the turf project being so big, it's just too much for one person to do. So I had to contract that out. Well, they don't necessarily work on my schedule. So that means that they're going to have to do all the work while I'm sleeping. So that also means that I'm not going to have very good video content. But I did set up a time-lapse video out there, so you'll at least get to see that. And with that being said, I'm actually going to go to bed while that work is being done, and I'm going to let you guys watch that video. So I'll catch you all when I wake up. Okay, Google. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Eberhard. yeah. You want to go see what they did in the backyard? Okay, check it out.
All right, so the guys just left. They finished with the turf. Let me show you a couple of things that they've done. I really like this right here. They actually put in this border for me, which helped separate this out. I wasn't expecting that, so I'm really pleased with the way that turned out. The seam is right along here, and I'll show you that on the other side too. Right now you can see it. Hi, doggies. Right now you can see it. Their suggestion was to, within a week's time, as the sun beats down on it, to brush it with just, you know, regular shop brush the opposite direction. There's all these little tiny granules of sand and some stuff that helps with the dog pee inside all of this, but that's going to help make it stand up. And then, as you can see, when you kind of do that, you really don't see where that is. And so hopefully in about a week or two, the whole thing's going to look like that. You won't really notice the seams, but I think from far away, I think it looks pretty good. All right, friends, so the turf is in. Can't be any more excited than this right now. Finally get to use the backyard. This has been, what, 7 videos, a few months trying to get all this to where it's at right now. Obviously, there's still some work to do in the rest of the yard, but getting the pathway all done and lined out, putting in the electricity, getting the landscape lighting up, has really, just from the inside of the house, it looks so much better. It's welcoming, but I can't say enough about the turf. This is exactly what I wanted it to look like, and now we're going to be able to enjoy it. And speaking of enjoying it, that's what I'm going to do. So I will make another video with some of the work that I'm going to do in the back, but right now I'm going to enjoy my time with the new turf and the family. I'll catch you all in the next video.